Hi guys, and welcome back to Chengi's World. I'm so excited to have you guys back. I know I've been off grid for a week or two, but that's because it was my birthday and I really was in a season of reflection because that is what I do around the time of my birthday. And so I wanted to just give myself time to think about me and to really just figure out the next couple of months and years. And I always use my birthday as a time of reflection. So now I'm back thanks to you guys and constantly commenting and catching up with me on my Instagram, Chengi's World, and Facebook, Chengi's World. And so today, guys, I want to encourage you, if you are new to this channel, to press the subscribe button. Okie dokie. And for those of you who have been watching my videos and continue to do so, you know the drill, girlfriend, and well, boyfriend, because I know you'll be watching. Okie dokie. So make sure you like, share, and comment. And sharing is super, super important because you've got to share the love with sharers. Okay, so if this video is relevant to you or to somebody that you know, make sure you share and let's get this party started. So what happened is I was having a conversation with one of you guys on Facebook. I didn't ask permission to use your name, so I'm not gonna. But it is a conversation that I've had consistently and constantly with various people from both sides of the spectrum. And I thought to myself, I was so, it was just like, Chengi, you've got to do a video on this subject because this is huge, this is major. And the reason I guess I never really did anything on it is because for such a long time, I thought it was something that women used to do a long time ago. And that is, if you're wondering what I'm harping on about, that is the idea of trapping a guy by getting deliberately pregnant. Okay, so I'm not talking about accidents, okay? Accidents happen. But to be fair, we live in the 21st century and it is harder to get an accident than it used to be. However, I absolutely know that there are still accidents that happen. I still believe that there are women out there who did not expect to get pregnant, who got caught at the wrong time, got pregnant, found themselves in a dodgy situation, made wrong judgments, and just didn't think much would come of it, and the next thing they knew, they were being told they were pregnant. So I absolutely understand that there are accidents, but this video is not about the woman who's had an accident, who had an unexpected pregnancy, because obviously we don't want our children thinking there were ever accidents, but unexpected, that's okay. So I'm not talking about you. So if you found yourself unexpectedly pregnant, this video is not about you. This video is about the girl that takes and thinks that getting pregnant is a strategy to getting a man to stay. Girl, I don't even know how to put this, okay? But you need to, okay, so if you've done it already, I will say something to you at the end of the video. That should hopefully make life a little bit easier. Because it's not going to be a very popular, nice, stroke your hair kind of video. It's going to be my keep it real video. Because I really want to let this word go out into the ends of the earth. To speak to women all over the globe. That we cannot be doing stuff like this. Okay? Look. If you need to maneuver, manipulate, exploit a guy for him to stay, that ain't your man, baby. That ain't your man. Okay? If you have to work too hard to keep a man, he's not yours, okay? He is maybe Mr. Right Now. He is your teacher. He's here to teach you a lesson about yourself and about life. Embrace the lesson, but don't try and keep him permanently, and for goodness sakes, do not use another human being's life to do it. Okay, so here's the thing. I have met so many guys in my time, and I tell you this, I don't know how many guys I've met in a social situation, in a dating situation, in a just going about my business situation, that have told me how it ended with your first girlfriend because they were young and she decided to get pregnant. Now, usually the guy is on his way out. You feel like you're going to lose him. Your girlfriends tell you, why not get pregnant? Or you feel like the clock is ticking and you think to yourself, this guy is gonna whatever. And some girls do the test, okay? So some of us do the test. Oh, Johnny, so if you got a girl pregnant, what would you do? And of course, this bit is for the guys, okay? If a girl asks you that question, you need to keep it real. You need to tell that girl, if a girl got pregnant, I would up and leave. I would run away and never speak to her again. Because you need to put fear in her. Fear is a bad thing, but sometimes it's a good thing. Okay, some guys are like, oh, if a girl got pregnant from me, I would look after my baby, I would look after her, I wouldn't be one of these guys who's not responsible. Bad move. Okay, if you go around telling a woman that, what she's gonna think in her head is, okay, cool, if I want to be looked after and stay with this guy and he's gonna be the perfect gentleman, then bingo, I'm gonna get my behind pregnant. Okay. So you don't want to be saying that. But girls, even when a guy says that to you, please, he doesn't mean it. He's only saying that because he wants you to eliminate. In his mind, he thinks you're saying that so you can eliminate the fear of pregnancy so that you can sleep with him without that fear. Because as long as you're afraid that you get pregnant and that he will run off, you might delay gratification for him. Men usually, not all the time and not all of them, but most of them, will say what they need to say to get into your knickers, okay? And they will silence every fear. They will comfort every little talking voice in your head that would in any way point to them not getting laid. So, you don't want to find yourself in a situation where 100%, now here's a scenario, if he stays and does the noble thing, he will always resent you. Always. And I know women who did it the first time and then go off when the guy's starting to lose interest, get pregnant again for the second time. Baby girl, that is not the way forward. You have no idea. He might stay with you for a year, 2 years. He might stay with you for a certain amount of time. Just enough time to not feel guilty, but you are going to be having a very resentful guy on your shoulders. That relationship is not going to be healthy, and he will always wonder what his life would have been like had your behind not got yourself pregnant. Okay, so don't ever want a relationship where you are resented. Relationships are hard as it is. Every single person that is in a relationship will tell you that they are difficult as it is. But at least the one thing you want to know is that that person signed up to be there by their own accord. Okay? Because that strengthens your relationship. If you have a man in your life who absolutely resents you for ruining his life, because that is how he will see it. He might never express it, but you have ruined his life. But I'm not worried about his life because, well, he should have been smarter and protected himself more. No, I'm worried about your life. I'm worried about the things that you will not be able to do as a single parent. I'm worried about the life that you did not think about, the life of struggle, the life that you're going to bring your child into, the resentment you will have for your child, and that no matter what you say, that child will also be responsible. Why? Because you didn't do that in your right mind. You didn't get pregnant because you desired it and because your life was right and because it was planned with somebody who wanted the same thing. You did it to trap somebody who stayed trapped for 5 years, 6 years. I hear the story from guys all the time. Guys who got trapped in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s by a woman they were just having a bit of fun with. She decided to trap them and they were decent enough to stick around, try and raise the baby and try to be the right man. But eventually they left her behind and couldn't stand her. You don't want to be the girl that is left behind. Look, you don't want to learn the harsh lessons. Wait until you are in a relationship that is committed, that is a loving, that is stable, to bring a child into the world. Because a child is a lifelong commitment. They will never stop being your child. They will never stop being your responsibility, no matter how old they get. And they will always need to be your first priority. You can forget about going to school. You can forget and you postpone a lot of things. And women that do manage to do all the things, they do that under so much stress. It's ridiculous. You don't need to sign up for that life. If that life finds you, if you were married or in a relationship and you had kids in agreement and that relationship didn't work out, then that life has found you, and there's grace for that life. There's enablement for that life. But you don't sign up for hardship. You have to embrace it if it comes, but you don't sign up for it. And if you want to ruin your life, girlfriend, you go trap that man. Now, I want to talk about something else, because usually it used to be the women that trapped the men. But news flash, men trap women more so now than ever before. I have had those conversations again with men who deliberately made their girlfriend pregnant because they knew that she was just having a good time with him. And so they decided, you know what? I am going to make this girl preggers and I'm going to go about my business. And guess what? It's easy to do, because if we're using condoms and I'm the one putting it on, girl, I could do the slipperoo, okay? Oh, it slipped off, whatever, okay? Or I can put a slit in it. A guy can get you pregnant easily, especially if he knows that you are not on birth control, whatever. Or if he says, you know what, I'll use a condom and you can just come off the pill because it's so much easier. Huh? No, ain't that kind of party. Okay, so what is Auntie Chengi saying? Or Sister Chengi? Or whatever you want to call my behind? What am I saying? I am saying that, look, you need to, y'all need to be celibate like Sister C, okay? Y'all need to be celibate because life is simple when you're celibate, okay? But if you're not going to play that game, then you need to be protecting yourself 24/7, okay? And you need to deal with that deep desire to need somebody, and it has to be that person, because you will be missing out above all else, above the opportunities that you're giving up, above and beyond all the other things that you're missing out on in life. You're missing out on meeting true love. You are denying yourself and denying that man that is supposed to come into your life the beauty and the joy of meeting you. Because when it's right, you don't need to fight. When it's right, you don't need to trap anyone. When it's right, it's a joy. You can wait and you can plan. Girls, look, I feel sorry for any single girl out there who is thinking, if I can get pregnant for this guy, he's going to stay. It's something that women did in my mom's age and in my mom's time when men were different and had to, and there was social pressure for a man to stick around until death do us part. But I can guarantee you that a lot of those marriages are full of bitterness and sadness and sorrow. And I know people in my life personally, it has happened to me personally, where somebody got pregnant for somebody that was very, very close to me. And I can tell you that the family will never accept you. They will always resent you for trapping and keeping their husband. Now, some of you might think, well, we're truly very much in love even though I trapped him. Baby girl, there's exceptions and then there are rules. You don't go creating your life out of the exception. And let me tell you something. When the hard time comes, he's not going to be afraid to pull that trump card. When he's ready to go and meet Jane or Sally or some other girl, he's gonna pull that as a trump card. I didn't want to be here, but you went and got pregnant and I felt I had to do right by you. But actually, I've met my true love. Baby girl, please listen to Auntie C, okay? Listen to me. And seriously, 100% don't do it. And if you have done it and you are pregnant and you're here going, Chengi, why did you tell me this before? I've got only one piece of advice for you. You need to let that man go. You need to give him the option to be with you because he wants to. Just say to him, look, I would love for you to stay and for us to raise this child. But if this is not the relationship that you want, I am giving you full permission to go and live your life and do what you need to do. And if that guy comes back and is like, look, I want to do right by you, then hallelujah, hey presto, let's give it a go. Because I know a woman that did that, and she's been happily married ever since, because she just let him go. She was like, I got pregnant, you know, it was an accident. And usually accidents, even men know, and their gut tell them that this was an accident. This is not the sort of girl who would do this. You can't deny the gut. The gut tells you if this was an accident or this was deliberate trapping, you know. So you need to sign up to be strong. If you've already done it and it's not worked out for you, baby girl, then you need to email my behind, because I probably need to hear your situation and see what I can do to help you, okay? Or get me on Instagram and Facebook, and that's a one-to-one conversation that I need to have with you, you know, because I can't give that kind of advice on this channel. But for those of you who are contemplating, have contemplated it, I don't care if you're 15, 16, 180, 50 years old, it ain't the way forward. The trap game don't work. And for those of you who are messing around with some bloke thinking we're just having a good time, be very careful that he's not gonna trap your behind by giving you a baby. So that, and the thing is, men who do that to women, they're not doing it to keep you for the same emotional reasons we do for men. 99% of the time, it's ownership. They want to leave their mark. They want to know that no matter what happens, some other guy will always know that they were there. Usually it's an ego thing. Sometimes it's an insecurity thing, where in that relationship you will never be free to be who you want to be. That is something that you need to be so careful about, because it's happening all the time. Men are trapping women and giving them babies, and girls are trapping men, and this stuff has got to stop. So that's from me to you, my lovelies, saying the trap game is not the way forward. Okay, I love you lots. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon in my next video in Chengi's World. Take care of you. Love you lots. Mwah. Bye bye.